I laughed a lot, but I was just like, I mean, this is probably just going to be another stupid Will Ferrell movie, but really, it's a lot weirder than just a stupid Will Ferrell movie. I mean, this movie, it's just, oh god, I mean, yeah, like, there are just jokes that make absolutely no sense and just are not grounded in reality at all, like that visual gag I was referring to earlier. And then there are things that are just actually kind of subtly funny, but like I said, it didn't work for me because of Will Ferrell's just really kind of awkward, poor comedic timing in the film. And this is ridiculous. We're like totally giving the audience mixed signals, so they have no idea whether to see this movie or not. But you know.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure if you wanted to see the other guys, you saw it, like, by now. Because Will Ferrell movies tend to, like, totally plummet at the box office. But I will admit with you that the movie is much more bizarre, and I guess I could say kind of more freeform than most other Will Ferrell movies. I mean, not to say that they are particularly compelling or really grounded in reality plots, but most Will Ferrell movies have at least kind of a cohesive vision of where it's going. For this one, it
doesn't at all.
It's totally making up as it goes along. But as I said earlier, I think it works, and that's where Ivan and I disagree totally and completely.
Yeah, it's just a mess. And also, it should be noted that this movie has like one of the most random ending credit sequences just ever.
Okay.
I mean, like, the thing about the movie is, like, the crime story behind it is essentially, like, a blue... Well, you talk about this, Ryan.
Okay. Basically, it's about, like, the villain of this movie is a Wall Street investor who is basically swindling good old American folks out of their cash. And that's basically the villain of the movie. And over the credits, and this is incredibly just random and not even really funny, it's like statistics about Wall Street, like, crimes. Like, there's, like, statistics in the credits that, like, pop up next to people's names about, like, financial crime, about, like, the bailout. It's like... It's like they literally put in the credits $700 billion in the recent bailout, and then it's like X amount of money for every man, woman, and child in America. And like I didn't stay through the credits. I pretty much left as soon as the movie was over, so I didn't catch a lot of it. But like I don't know. I thought it was really bizarre. My thought is that maybe there's like some kind of thing that like played into that before. But like in the movie, but then they cut it out or something. Like that's the thing with this movie. Like there are a ton of jokes that, as Ivan said, came out of nowhere and made absolutely no sense. Some funny, some not. But I think that a lot of those had like some sort of setup before them that ended up on the cutting room floor, that ended up getting edited out. And as he said, it kind of results in something of a messy movie. But
yeah, that was pretty clear to me as well. Also, I think that. It's another movie that would have been so much funnier, I think, if it was rated R. I mean, there are certain scenes in particular where, like, they literally, like, you can see them dodging around the F word. They're, like, just, you can, like, see them, like, how like, the clever ways in which they, like, dive around not saying it. And I think if they had actually, like, gone all out with this movie, it would have been, like, a lot funnier. And, I mean, if you're gonna make a crazy comedy, at least make it crazy in some kind of consistently grounded way, if you know what I mean. I mean, you know, it's
structured chaos. I mean, that's
no. I mean, like if a movie's going to be crazy, that's perfectly fine. But you have to actually set up rules for the world it's in, and if you keep breaking those rules, it just comes off as inconsistent and very just poorly written. And that's what I really think this movie was. In fact, I think kind of the random end credit sequence is kind of just sums this movie up. This movie just really has no sense of direction to me, and even though, yeah, the first 20 minutes were pretty damn hilarious, I mean, like, Sam Jackson and Dwayne The Rock Johnson, they, like, get rid of them pretty early on, and they're really not in the movie anymore, and, yeah, and, it's, after that, it just totally goes downhill. It's just a weird movie. And not one that's good. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
But.
So basically, Ivan and I are pretty much agreeing on every main point, but we're taking them in different directions. I think they benefit the film. He thinks that it adds to their detracts from them. It adds to their detriment. So, what would you give this movie on a 1 to 5?
On a 1 to 5, I would give it. I'd give a. I'll give it a higher score than I would, just because, I mean, at least it's something different. At least it's not just, oh, this is just another crappy Will Ferrell movie. At least it's actually kind of an interesting failure, and there were some moments that did feel actually, like, pretty damn inspired. So I'm gonna give this movie a 2 out of 5, 4 out of 10, but, I mean, yeah, that's just my take.
Yeah, one more thing. There's a song in this movie called, I don't know about your opinion on this, Evan. It's called Pimps Don't Cry, and it plays over the credits. It's like the first front runner of the year for best song. Like I'm telling you, this is going to get nominated for best original song at the Oscars this year. It is absolutely hysterical, I think. Like, you could, once again, with this movie, like, you could approach a song and look at it as, it's stupid, it's over the top, but I found it work.
Yeah, I mean, the song on itself is funny, but it just doesn't work within the comedic infrastructure that the film sets up, and that's just every joke to me. You know?
Very cool.
So,
I give this movie...
Yeah.
I give this movie a 4 out of... Wait, what did you say?
No, I was going.
I give this movie a 4 out of 5. I mean, it's a Will Ferrell movie. It's pretty much the same kind of Will Ferrell formula, but in my opinion, it does more interesting and different things with it. And I think and for that reason, I think it stands out from the majority of his other work. If you're willing to forgive some, like, major, like, plot holes and some really, like, inconsistent jokes, I think you'll have a good time with the other guys. Although, as I said earlier, if you wanted to see it, you probably saw it on the opening weekend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that was our review for the other guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's a film that I think you should check out, because it's an interesting movie. I mean, it's not just, like I said, it's not just another crappy summer comedy. It's, who knows, you might be on Ryan's side, and most people are, because this movie's got, like, 80% on Rotten Tomatoes, which really puzzles me. I mean,
yeah, I mean, it kind of has the same sort of humor as, like, Step Brothers, which has, like, a 45 or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so that is just about it for our review of the other guys.
Yes, and before we finish this podcast, actually, Ryan, I think we should talk about one other thing.
What?
Well, since the summer's coming to a close very soon, and really most of the big summer movies everyone was looking forward to are pretty much gone, really the only big things we have to look forward to now are Scott Pilgrim and The Expendables, both of which we'll be reviewing next weekend, by the way. I think maybe it would be nice to just kind of talk about kind of our most anticipated films for the rest of the year, and just talk a bit about, just kind of that, and just kind of go through them and discuss. I mean, I know we didn't really plan this out, we don't have lists, but kind of just talk about it a little bit, and just talk about, like, the rest of the year in general for movies. So, Ryan, what are some movies that you're looking forward to?
Well, the movie that I am looking forward to most, without a doubt, this stands, like, head and shoulders above the rest, is David Fincher's movie, The Social Network, about the creation of Facebook and how it destroyed a lot of friendships and ended up in, like, a bunch of legal battles and stuff. I read the book that the movie was based on, which is called The Accidental Billionaires, which I really recommend you check out. It's from the author of the book that turned into the movie 21, which was crap, but actually quite interesting. But I am looking forward so much to this movie. The trailer to this movie, which is played before, like, Inception and, like, a bunch of other recent movies, it is absolutely fantastic. Like, Ivan and I, we were discussing this the other day. I think that this and the trailer for Scott Pilgrim are beginning to elevate trailers like something of almost like an art form. Like, it's like, I mean, movie trailers are getting very interesting. It's like, would you elaborate a little bit on that? Or?
I totally agree. The Social Network is actually my second most anticipated movie of the entire year, behind something I'll talk about in a minute. Yeah, dude, it looks great. I mean, I'm hoping for kind of like a movie as far as, like, narrative structure, a movie kind of similar to Zodiac. Because, I mean, even though they're totally different things, like, one's about a serial killer and the other's about, Facebook, I think that kind of, the kind of linear narrative that was in Zodiac, and kind of how you got the perspective from, like, all these different characters, could really work for The Social Network, and that's what I'm hoping it'll be like. And yeah, that is, like, one of my favorite trailers just of all time. And the Creep cover that plays, I mean, you